Hey, Mr. Clash, and today we're going to have a look at this really nifty, pretty cool tool to help you get your queen walks right and so that there are no mistakes in the queen walk. Now, this tool is being made available from, just let me bring it up a little bit more and I'll show you. It is made available from Runbuck on Games, formerly JTJ. That's his YouTube channel. And I will put the link below where he also demonstrates this pretty cool tool. Now, the first thing that you need to do before you do anything is you need to set it up. And you need to calibrate it, let's just say. So I've just zoomed in on this base. Now, what we've got here, we've got the range of the archer tower, of the archer queen, and we've got the visual range. We've got the shooting range and the visual range. So the first thing we want to do is we want to set it up with her shooting range. So I'm going to place the center on this little wall piece here, roughly, and then we'll count. We need 5 wall pieces. So from the center, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and a bit. Okay, that's no good. So what I need to do is I need to scale this image. So I'm going to scale that down a little bit. Okay, we'll see how that looks. Then I'll move it into position again, and we'll count the tiles once again. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a bit. So that's still no good. So I need to scale this again. Now I'm just doing this as a little bit of guesswork, just on the scaling. So I've just taken that to just a little bit below the 5. There we go. And then once that is done, I'll show you how to use this tool. It's really nifty. So we've centered on that tile. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a bit. So that's still not good enough. So here we come again, scaling it down some more. I'll go a little bit heavier this time. And gradually, this is the bit that takes the longest or the biggest amount of effort. Well, look at that. I've moved the entire screen. So this is the bit that takes the biggest amount of effort to do. Okay, so that's roughly it. So then we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it's just a tad larger than we need it to be. So I'll scale that down just a smidgen more. That's a smidgen, apparently. Okay. And we'll try that again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, bang on the money, and we can test it with a join piece as well. So we could line it up on the join, and then we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right on the join. Okay, so now we're good to go. So what we do is we go to where we think we want to drop the queen. Now in this case, let's talk about this pump because it's an obvious thing to do. Now, the base in question, this is the same base that we're going to be hitting. So we take this up and we drop the thing where we're roughly going to drop the queen. Okay, so this is where we're going to drop the queen at the moment. Possibly maybe a little bit left or something like that. We'll try and drop her right in the center. Now, as you can see, there's nothing really in her visual range. It's all out of her visual range, so she will have to step forward. Now, depending on where we drop her up here, she'll go left or right. And we're not going to 100% know. So we'll just pick one. She seems to be pretty close to this edge here. She seems to be close there, but we'll pick this left-hand one as a reference. So once she shoots this pump, she'll head towards the barracks because that's the closest thing to her. And we need to head there until we can touch it with her shooting range. There we go. All right, so we're touching it with her shooting range there now. So this is the first part of what you're doing with the queen walk. Now, having a look at that, you can see once she takes out that barracks, the next closest thing is likely going to be this builder's hut, and then it's going to be the spell factory. So we've assumed the barracks is done. So now we move it to the builder's hut, and now we move it to the spell factory. And now what you need to do is have a look at what's in her visual range, and this is the outside circle. And that outside circle is her visual range, and in this case it becomes the storage. So she'll start to move towards the storage. There we go. So she's now on the storage. So now we have a look at what else is closest to her visual range. And you'll see that in her visual range after the storage is the cannon. So she'll move towards this. We're doing a predictive walk here. So she'll move towards the cannon in a straight line towards the cannon. Bang. Okay, so now in her visual range, you'll see that the next things in her visual range are the pump, the dark drill, and the archer tower. Now in this case, she's likely going to be drawn towards the closest thing, which is probably the pump. So she'll walk forward until she can hit the pump. Bang. Now she can hit the pump. So now from here, you can start to see it's in her visual range, it's in her shooting range. So after the shooting of the pump, the next closest thing to her shooting range is the dark drill. So she'll step forward and you move her to shoot the dark drill. Okay, so from this point here, roughly, there we go, roughly there, her next closest things, now definitely the mortar and the archer tower. Now they're both within her visual range, but which one she goes to will depend on our old favourite, and that is the two lines with the perpendicular line between them, to determine which one she's actually closest to. Now the Queen's AI does have a little nifty little thing in it, and that is if she's equal distance to something, it's a random spin which one she goes to. And Supercell did put that in. But you can see here, doing my little perpendicular line thing that I've shown you before, that which one she goes to after this is going to be dependent on how far over she was to shoot the dark drill. So after this, she will come down. Now it could be, if she's standing here, you'll see she's just to the left of this wall, which would mean she would zero in on the mortar. So she will come down here, and now she's on the mortar. She'll shoot the mortar. So you can start to see what's going on here. The next thing closest to her is then the archer tower, and then from there it's the army camp. So from the archer tower she'll move to the army camp. Now you can see that the next thing closest to her becomes the barracks. So she'll move closest to the barracks until she can shoot it. There. Now she's almost in a bit of a predicament. Which one is she going to be closest to? Will she be closest to the archer tower, the elixir, or this other barracks? Now it's a little bit of a 50-50 one on this, and again it's probably going to depend where she stands, and again with that magical line drawn between these couple of things, doing that old perpendicular line thing, and it's like, oh, she actually might be closer to this. Then we draw the perpendicular line thing here, and well, it's all going to depend which side of the line she's standing on here to get this barracks. That's what that's going to depend upon. So we'll move along. So she was going to shoot the barracks, so she'll come forward and see. Okay, so this elixir pump, the elixir store, is probably going to be in her range, possibly before this barracks here, because you can see her visual range is way outside of that, but it's still got some to cover here. So she'd step up and she'll shoot that, and now she's probably from here, it's a bit of a guess that she could go to the archer tower or this barracks. She'll go to either one, and this is what you're using the tool for to see. So if she goes to the barracks, boom, she'll hit the barracks there. So you can see that she'd take out the barracks. I'm not saying that's what she'll do, but I'm saying this is a possibility. Then the next closest thing will be the archer tower. She'll step up, she'll hit that. Then you can see the next closest thing will be probably the air defense. So again, she'll come in and she'll hit the air defense. And now from there, the next closest thing will be the gold storage, the gold mine. So she'll come over until she can range it. There we go. So she's probably going to be in range of the gold mine about there. And then all of that's taken out. And now she'll come around the corner and the cannon will be the next one. And she'll keep walking and bang, there's the cannon. So the cannon will be the next thing she takes out. And then it's the elixir pump. Okay, so what we've discovered by using this tool is that she is going to go from the pump, that this way, she'll take this out, then she'll take this out, then she'll take out the cannon, she'll take out the pump, the drill, she'll come back, take these two out, then this army camp, then the barracks, the elixir store, the archer, the air defense, and this one. Then the gold mine, and then the cannon. That's what she's going to do. So what we'll do is we'll actually go and have a look. So we've mapped out the attack and we think this is how she's going to walk based on using this tool. So now let's go and have a look how that actually happened. Okay, so here we are in the base. You can see I've just attacked it. And let's have a look at how the walk happened, and we'll stop and go as we need. Now just stop there. So firstly you can see it's just, the queen is just to the left of center line of that. So she's just to the left of that. So you know she's going to path this way next, because using that my old perpendicular thing that I keep talking about, these sorts of lines that you draw between these things, and you do that, you can see she's just to the left of this spell factory. So yeah, okay, so having seen that, okay, healers are down, she's gone to the left. Now this is what we predicted using the tool. She's gone to the left, she takes out the hut, she takes out the spell factory, she takes out the gold storage, then the cannon, then the pump, then the drill, then she comes back for the archer tower and the mortar. That's what we predicted using the tool, what she would do with the tool. And okay, so she's hit the drill first, and again I didn't draw that perpendicular line between the drill and the pump to see which side of that she had to stand on. So here she is, she's come take out the mortar now, she's taking out the archer tower, now the army camp, now the barracks, and now she should take out the archer tower. Great, and now it depends which side of that line between the air defense and the elixir store she was going to be standing on, obviously closer to the elixir store. Then she'll take out the air defense, that will be the next closest thing to her, and you can see how we mapped this out all with the tool. And again, it's all about those perpendicular lines between things to determine which one she's closest to. Then she comes onto the barracks, she'll come onto the gold mine now, and then she'll circle around, get the cannon, and then the pump. So using that tool, and when I was doing this attack, I was actually trying to launch the part of the attack, and I got a little bit of stuff down here near the bowler, and then my tab froze up, and I couldn't deploy anything for the whole, virtually a lot of her walk. I couldn't deploy anything, so I just had to wait for the tab to come good. So using that tool, we were able to map out pretty well which way she was going to walk, and almost like I didn't draw the lines, perpendicular lines, to determine which one she was closest to or not, because that's the other little nifty thing you can do. And we almost nailed it perfectly to discover which things she was going to hit and in which order she was going to hit them. Now the only fly in the ointment is, if she is equal distance, perfectly equal distance to two items, she's got a random AI, and it's a random thing which way she will go. And Supercell put that in to stop the use of dodgy software and cheating and things like that. So that's the only fly in the ointment about being predictive. If she's equal distance from something, she may go one way, she may go the other. You're not going to know that one. But anyway, that's it for today. That was this really cool tool that can help you if you're going to plan a queen walk and you want to know which way she's going to go, or if she's going to do something, maybe she's not going to go this way or that way or something like that. Then follow the link down below, go grab this tool, take a screen cap, resize it to suit, and then just start pathing around and having a play with the tool. Seeing as we used a queen walk, the question of the day is, why did the archer queen cross the road? Why did the archer queen walk across the road? To prove she wasn't a chicken. Right, that's it for today. Thanks for sticking around. Do leave the video a thumb up. Do leave the video a comment. I do appreciate all comments. Let me know what you thought of the tool. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next video.